Hello, welcome back to Silver Thread Sewing. I'm Diane. This is another episode of hashtag Fabric Wheel of Fate. So if you are returning, thank you so much. And if you're new here, welcome. I can't imagine that anybody doesn't already know about this challenge, this hashtag Fabric Wheel of Fate. But if you don't, it's a challenge that was started by Carol from Sew Carol. And it's a way of choosing fabrics to make a garment or an item of any kind. But the fabrics are sometimes things that maybe we've passed over, or fabric that we're not crazy about, or fabrics that we're not sure what to make with. So this is just kind of an encouragement. It's an encouragement. It's kind of forcing us to make these fabrics up. Now, when I started out with my wheel, for some reason, we wound up with 8 pieces of the pie. And that was probably too many. I should have done 6 like Carol had. But anyway, the last time that I spun the wheel, it landed on this thermal knit type fabric. Waffle knit might be a better description, but to me, it does kind of feel like the thermal knits, like long johns or some of the warmer tops for winter. But this fabric is very lightweight. And when I started trying to decide what to make with it, I took I want to say it's thin. It's not see-through or anything, and it's very stretchy. It's got a lot of stretch to it, but it's very thin and lightweight. So if I had thought about making, for instance, a t-shirt dress, I felt like that it would be too clingy because it's so thin and lightweight. I also didn't feel like it would hold like a dart or a seam of any kind. So I started thinking, what could I make that even if it didn't look the best, I wouldn't be wasting the fabric. I could still wear it. So as normally my little brain does, I thought, I know, I'll make pajamas. And then when I started working with it, the fabric was so pretty. And I thought, this could be pajamas, definitely. But it could also be a cute little knit set to wear in the summertime. And so that's what I am calling this, is a casual lounge set / pajamas. And if you've been watching my channel, you know that pajamas are my favorite articles of clothing, by the way. But the pattern that I decided to use, now I have made this t-shirt in the past a couple times, once or twice, but these shorts I had never made. And I used New Look 6404. And I made the t-shirt in view A and the shorts in view D. So this is the ones that I made. And it's New Look 6404. And it called for stretch knits with at least 2 segs. So this pattern called for stretch knit fabrics. And it had that little pick a knit ruler on the back. And this was well within that length. So you take 4 inches of the fabric, and I took it about halfway down and folded it. And you take 4 inches, and if it will stretch to or past the line indicated, then it's stretchy enough. And this definitely did that. The colors on this fabric are a little bit, they almost look faded. They're very muted colors. It has actually just a little bit of green, some ivory. The background is kind of a taupey brown. If I had to call it something, I guess that's what I would call it. And it's just, the texture is just very soft, and I just love it. I just absolutely love the way it feels. Now, I will put pictures in of me wearing it. I actually went outside today in this. With the t-shirt as it was, it's kind of long. I would probably shorten it by 2 inches maybe, just to make it hit me a little bit less sloppy or slouchy looking of an area. However, I just took a ponytail holder and gathered up a little bit of the fabric on the side and just gathered it up, and that kind of made this side just kind of ruche up a little bit, and it kind of made it look less slouchy, less casual, maybe is the word. And yes, my legs are white as cotton, I know, but I love this length of shorts. They're not too short, but yet they're not too long. And I could definitely wear this as pajamas, but I feel like I could also wear it if somebody came to the house unexpected. I wouldn't have to worry about changing clothes, or if I wanted to run to the post office, or even, you know, to the grocery store. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not thin, it's not see-through, and it, you know, I like it. I like it a whole lot, actually. And I wouldn't mind having maybe some coordinating tops or bottoms to go with it, or maybe make some in a different color. But it's very comfortable and casual, and it could definitely be worn for pajamas or for going out on a casual trip, I think. So that's my plan for it anyway. Now, like I said, when I put my fabrics on this wheel, I'm not sure how we wound up with 8 sections, but we did, and I put a fabric on each one of them. And I've sewn 4, and so far I'm happy with all 4. And they've all been just a little bit different for me, or something that I normally wouldn't or don't wear. And so far, I've been very happy with all of them. Now, there's one of the next 3 that I really like a lot, and it's the burgundy, kind of a waffle knit. And it feels a lot like this one. It's really soft, and it feels like a good quality, but it's thin and lightweight. And then there's 3 that are sweater knits. Now, like I said, I went out today outside and took some pictures of this, but it's been about 63 degrees, that's Fahrenheit, so it's still just a little bit chilly, but it's really been a nice day. The blue sky and the sunshine, and it certainly makes you feel better for a day like that. So I'm really wanting to get these winter types of fabric sewn up soon so I can move on to spring. But I want to get these hurried up. There's a couple that I know what I think I'm going to make from them. And this blue, there's a blue fabric. If it hits on it, a light blue color, it's very poor quality fabric. And I probably would use it to make a practice garment or a muslin for the striped sweater knit. And as for the blue one, I'm not 100% sure, but I've got ideas for all of them. So we're going to turn you down, and I'm going to spin that wheel, and we're going to see what we get this time. Okay, so I have you turned around so you can see the fabric wheel of fate, and I'm going to give it a spin. We have 4 empty spaces and 4 that have fabric. Ha-ha! It got the burgundy waffle knit. I'm going to hold it. So it landed on the burgundy waffle knit. And I'm going to grab that and show it to you. It's my favorite out of all 4 of these. And I do have an idea of what I want to make with it. It's very similar to this fabric in its composition. It feels the same. And if you can see, it does have the waffle knit texture to it. I didn't have as much of this one as I thought I did. I only had like 2 1/4 yards. And I'm thinking I probably don't have much more than 2 yards of this one. But I'll try to make something a little bit different at least. Although I like this a lot. But we have to try to figure out what I will wear. That's the main thing. But this is a really pretty fabric. And it's the best quality out of all these. The rest of them are sweater knits. And it's getting to the point now that I really want to make something for spring. So I want to get those done as soon as possible. But this one's really pretty, and I don't want to mess this one up especially. So thank you for joining me. I hope that everyone's well, and I hope that you'll never stop sewing, because as long as you sew, you'll never have time or money to get into any kind of trouble. Just ask me how I know.